Hello, I'm Sarah and welcome to my knitting podcast. It's a hot, muggy day in Philadelphia where I'm currently living, and over the past 2 weeks I have done a moderate amount of knitting. I've been traveling quite a bit. I went to a wedding, my fourth and final wedding of the summer. I hope there's no funerals. That was a joke someone said to me and I thought it was good. But at the wedding I got COVID, so I have been stuck in this room quite a lot. If you're a returning viewer, you might notice that I've moved everything around. I cleaned and moved every piece of furniture that can move around, and I've got a new configuration. And yeah, I've been doing quite a lot of knitting, although not a huge amount yet because I'm only on day 3 of isolation, so I've got some more time to go. It's not too bad, and I feel fine. I had heard that an early symptom of the current strain is a sore throat, and I woke up one morning with a very, very mild sore throat. So I took a test and it was positive, and I felt, other than sneezing, I have like full breathing through my nose and I don't feel ill at all, which is great and I'm grateful. But a good public service announcement that if you have a sore throat you should take a COVID test, because you might have it. It feels different to the last time I had it, and I hope that it continues to not make me feel too sick. And so far nobody has caught it from me, so I really hope that they continue to test negative, I guess. Anyway, let's just get right into the knitting. I have a finished pair of socks to show you. I have them on some sock blockers here. It's the Ruffle socks by Petite knit, and I made them on hedgehog fibers. I think oxidation was the colorway. It was a color that I originally used in my shawlography mystery knit along, I think in 2021. I think I really liked the color in the mystery knit along. I don't love it in these socks. I think it's a little too variegated for my taste for socks. I haven't made a lot of petite knit patterns. I thought that this one was well written, and I made the largest size because I was worried. I normally make a 64 stitch sock, but I was worried about the elasticity of this double folded part at the top, and I'm glad that I did that. They fit well. I wish the ruffle was a bit rufflier when they're on the foot, so I think if I were to make another pair I would make the ruffle a bit longer. I don't really think it needs more stitches, but maybe 3 more rows would be good. Yeah, I did the heel that was suggested in the pattern. I did put an extra 8 stitches onto the heel section because in the past when I've done short row heels, the heel hasn't been big enough, as in like it's been too shallow. So that did solve the problem, and these do fit quite well. And then I just did a regular wedge toe and grafted end. I finished these this morning. They'd been on the needles for about 2 months, which is a really long time. The combination of not loving the yarn and not knowing if they would fit kind of made these stall out a little bit for me. But I'm happy to have them done, and I think with a couple of modifications I'll make this pattern again. I think I said this last time, I don't think I'd do the double folded ribbing section again. I just really like the stretch of rib, and while this looks nice, I think doing the rib looks good too, and I really like the way it fits. So I'd probably just do rib, pick up the stitches for the ruffle, and then keep knitting it down maybe. I don't know. But if you like these socks, then the pattern is great. So yeah, that's my finished object. I haven't weighed them yet, but I only have 10 grams of wool left after this and the shawlography. So I think I've now used up all of my shawlography leftovers, which is pretty cool. I've got one exciting work in progress, which I will show you now. I did stop in the middle of the row for some reason, not sure why, but I guess it means I can just spread it out more. It is the sleeve of my Aran fisherman's jumper that I'm making out of a bunch of multicolored Jameson & Smith yarns. Here's my bag of goodies. The yarns were a present from my boyfriend for Hanukkah last year, and every night I opened a different color. And I have 3 balls of each color and 8 different colors. And yeah, I've been excited about this project now for months, but just didn't really have the wherewithal to cast it on, didn't really have the space. But I finished a bunch of my long-term projects recently, so I got to cast this on. I was originally going to do the sleeves 2 at a time, but with the cabling it just felt really complicated and I wanted to be able to focus on just one at a time. So I'm knitting this off of a pattern that's on Ravelry and maybe their website, and it's free, so I will list it in the down box below. So far it's a good pattern. It's sort of like a magazine style, old-fashioned style knitting pattern, which is fun. And I've changed the middle cable to this really cute heart twisty cable that I found also free online. It was on like knittingcharts.com or something. I'll also link that in the description. And yeah, I just swapped out the diamond pattern that was on the sleeves for this heart because I just really liked it and I wanted that to be in my jumper. I think there was a difference of about 5 stitches, which I just added evenly, and I think it's looking really good so far. I have just used up all of this peacock color, which makes me a little bit worried that I won't have enough yarn for the project with just the Hanukkah balls of yarn, because I don't think this is 1/8 of a jumper. Right? This is like 2/3 of a sleeve. So I might need to, and I already sort of have, supplement with some yarn from my stash, or maybe some yarn not from my stash. I haven't quite, I don't know, I haven't like fully decided yet, but yeah, I thought I should go back. I am knitting this on 5mm needles. I'm holding the yarn double. It's a fingering weight yarn, and I decided to start with the sleeves because for cable pattern projects I do like starting with the sleeves. I think it gives me a good grip on the cable designs and what it's like to read the pattern, because it's been a little while since I've done like a heavily cabled garment like this, and if you make a mistake you only have to rip back the sort of sleeve stitches instead of a whole body, and I like that. I think that that's pretty useful, but I haven't made any mistakes worth ripping back yet. I did miscross some of these cables at the beginning. You can see here and here, and I have no idea how that happened. I just I goofed it, but I only noticed when I was like here. I didn't want to go back, and I've heard that having a mistake is good luck, so I'm leaving it. I'm on to my second color, which is actually a stash yarn. It's I think it's Ul Centrum, and it's this like my skin color, beige, light pink beige. I think it's pretty cool with the teal. I'm knitting this flat and in pieces. It's a raglan, so I'm gonna have like different colors on the front, back, on each sleeve. So I think that's pretty cool. I think this will look really good. and I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. I've been looking forward to knitting this for months. The bag of colorful yarn makes me so happy, and I've been thinking about what order I want to put them all in the project, and I've made a couple different mock-ups using Microsoft Paint. I think that the one that I want to do requires me buying a blue yarn because I don't have any blue in here, and I think that that would even it out quite well. So I think I'll do that, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the back yet, but I think I'll just knit the front and then knit the back with whatever I have left, and not worry too much about it because it will be on the back. I also have, as I was showing in my last episode, like I've made this big swatch of what cable pattern I want to put in the middle of the front. The one in the pattern I think is like a interwoven, is there a word? It's not a honeycomb. It's like a, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll put a picture of the pattern up so you'll know what it looks like. So I was swatching some different designs. I talked about this more in my last episode, so if you'd like to hear more about that, then watch that. But I think that this one that I've done at the very top, like just between those two, is what I'm gonna go for in the center. I really like it. And maybe I'll unravel this and put it into the jumper if I run out of yarn, because this is a whole 2 balls. And the swatch is useful, but only until the jumper gets made, really. So that is my Aran Fisherman's jumper. I have started the ribbing on the second sleeve in this purple, and but I think that's on hold until I finish the first sleeve in its entirety, just to know how much the whole sleeve will weigh, and see the spacings and test out the numbers for the raglan. I think I'm going to switch up the raglan decreases a little bit to make it fit really well. I do that with almost every pattern I make. So I haven't like decided, but I really like the shaping on the Cordy jumper, which is from the Moon and Turtle book published by Pom Pom, so maybe I'll take some inspiration from that. I think that that has really nice neck shaping, and I already have that book, so that would be great to use. My third project is one that there's not very much to show of so far, and it is a hat for a baby, and I cast it on today, just after I finished my Ruffle socks. It's for my boyfriend's niece, who we just spent almost a week with, and I'm making her and her grandmother, my boyfriend's mom, a matching hats. So I think that that will be really cute, and it's yarn that I got at the parents of the baby's wedding a few years ago. So a bit of a sentimental project, and cute. I'm not really working off of a pattern, but I'll probably do the crown shaping from the iris hat. Although that's a top down and I'm starting bottom up, but it's very easy to just reverse the crown shaping for a hat. So I'll probably do that, and then hopefully I'll have enough for 2 hats out of this ball of yarn. But if not, I can do the next one from the top down, because that's an adult woman's hat, and then I'll just knit for as long as I have yarn for, and if it's not long enough, I can add another color to the brim. So that is my next project. I'm knitting this on 3mm needles, again fingering weight yarn held double, and I really just started this, but I think it's gonna work up fast because it's for a baby. And this yarn is Hedgehog Fibers Method, which is like a really pretty like a dark periwinkle with speckles of purple and green. It's really pretty. And it's super wash merino, so it should be good because it's easily washed. My last project is a bit of a fail. It was a project that I started on the airplane, but I think my tension was way too loose. It was the socks by Stone Knits that have bees on them, and I thought that that would be really cute, but my tension was too loose and I ripped out the needles, but you can kind of see the very beginning of the bee head there. I do really like this pattern, although I probably would only do 2 little repeats and keep the color work at the cuff. So I'll probably rip it back just to the end of the ribbing and then try it again with a bit of tighter tension. And yeah, it's a little bit of a fail, but you know, it's not that big of a deal to rip back like 10 rows. And it was entertaining on the airplane, so it's not a mistake that I'm unhappy about. This has been an extremely short episode. I was traveling for a wedding, which was a beautiful wedding. It was in Utah, which is a place that I'd never been to, and it was a cool place to visit. I also visited a really good friend of mine, now 2 good friends of mine, because her roommate's really cool, Bailey, and I just had a great time there as well. We watched a lot of tennis and hung out a lot, and her roommate Brooke was really nice too. And yeah, I've been having a pretty quiet time since I got back from that, which was last Monday, and I'm recording this on a Sunday, so almost a week ago. My master's dissertation is due in 2.5 weeks, and I'm making really good time. Hopefully it will be, I think I'm gonna finish by the end of this coming week, and just be able to take a week off and not look at it and then do a reread just for little things that I'm missing, typos, you know, sentences that aren't quite right, miscitation, like miscited things, or like the full stop, you know, those sort of really small details with some fresh eyes, and then I'll try and submit it a couple of days early. So I'm really excited and a little bit sad to be finishing that project because I've been working on it for so long, but I've really been hunkering down on that. So yeah, a very short video. I hope that you are all having a really good time, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.